About an hour ago, the brand new in-game update dropped for Call of Duty Mobile Global for iOS and Android, and I actually was streaming while it was going on, so I decided to check out the brand new Dingo LMG that is going to be coming into COD Mobile when we get the brand new season. Right now, you can try it out inside of Battle Royale, and you can also try it out inside of the training lobby, but you're not able to actually use it inside of multiplayer, ranked, or pubs or anything like that. But again, that didn't stop me from testing it out a little bit and seeing the attachments and the stats and giving you guys my overall opinions of it, as well as comparing it to the current most meta weapon, the Krig 6. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and a sub down below. I'm also definitely going to be making a full guide on the weapon when it does come out, because it is a very advanced weapon. There's a lot you can do with it in terms of the build and also certain ways that you do have to play it, which again, I'll be talking about a little bit in this video when I give you guys my overall thoughts, but make sure to stay tuned for the actual guide coming out in a few weeks. Also, I've been uploading and streaming on every weekday, so make sure to check out that content that I've been uploading over the course of the last 2 weeks. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into me checking out the Dingo LMG. All right, so here's the new Dingo LMG. That is it. I just don't have it downloaded. This is Dingo. It is a super fast fire rate LMG, and we also have the ADS to scope zoom setting on, so like barely any zoom. I still have to figure out exactly how this works, but kind of trippy. 80 round mag, reloads that fast. Recoil on it is, check it out. Goes up and then just to the right, so it doesn't really zigzag or anything, which is very manageable. Also pretty low in general. Like that's like that many shots is how many shots you need to kill someone, and it barely goes up. So very manageable, very fast. Damage is obviously 36 to the head, 30. Can I check the stats on it? Yeah, haha, here we go. Numbers. This is what we like to see. Let's compare it to the Krig, because Krig is the most meta. No, yeah, we'll compare it to Krig. I was about to say Holger because it's also an LMG. All right, let's build it real quick. What are the downsides of it? We'll compare it to the base Krig to see the downsides. So obviously mobility is a big deal. Also the multipliers and arms are 1.07. That's interesting. 1.1 chest, 1 abdomen, the groin, 1.3 head. Gotcha. The recoil pattern is identical between the Krig and the Dingo. Literally the exact same thing. That's kind of crazy. This is the Krig 2.0, the Krig LMG edition. Damage is pretty similar. One thing to note is the Dingo does have 24 damage from 12 to 20, which means you will be 5-shotting if you're hitting the lower body. But I think all you need is like 1 shot to the chest to get that 4-shot. Let me do the math. 1.1 times 24 is 26.4 plus 24 plus 24 plus 24. 98. So you have to have 2 shots to the chest. You can go 2 shots to the lower body, and then the next 2 have to be to the chest, maybe also the arms. I'd have to do the numbers, but something to note in general, aim high with this thing. You kind of have to, at least half your shots. So in all practicality, if your aim is good enough, this thing is a 4-shot until 20 meters, and then a 5-shot beyond. And then at really far ranges, you might be looking at a 6-shot. No, you wouldn't. You'd be hitting upper body enough. So this is a 4 to 5 shot. Most of the time, 4 to 5 shot. And a 4 to 5 shot with a 83 millisecond interval is, let me check right now what that time to kill is. And then I'll compare it to the Krig, because I already have the Krig stats here. So yeah, it can be a 4, 5, 6 shot kill, but more than likely a 4 or 5. Our time to kill, our 4-shot time to kill is 249 milliseconds. Our 5-shot is 332, which checks out. Yeah, 249, 332. Now the Krig is 276 as the 4-shot time to kill, and the 5-shot time to kill is 368. Sometimes you can 3-shot, actually. Wait, hold on. What's the 3-shot time to kill? So the Krig is a 3-shot time to kill of 184, which is all chest shots, and then a 4-shot kill of 276. So the Dingo will kill faster, more consistently, but when you do get those 3 shots, the Krig has the lead, essentially. And this is without attachments. And that's up till 20 meters, and then the time to kill falls off to 332. 332 is pretty fast. And it's okay. It's moderate. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a lot of stuff with this later to really check. I need to not get too consumed with this. It's the same rate of fire as the Rust. Oh, gotcha. So mobility is pretty much the biggest issue, because the recoil is very manageable. ADS spread is Krig's tighter. Hip fire, it's pretty wide. It does have bullet speed, which is slower than the Krig's bullet speed. And then yeah, mobility is pretty bad. Mag capacity is huge. Reload time and all that. Aiming time is slow. Hit flinch is not great. So yeah, I mean, lethality wise, seems quite good. Like, seems really good. I'd have to look at it and compare it to other guns, but compared to the Krig, which is like the best gun in the game, it does solid. So I want to see building this thing with more mobility. What can we do? Well, like, what's our biggest downsides we need to fix? Besides mobility, I'd say BSA is not amazing and recoil is fine. I don't know, it just seems like mobility. I don't love the iron sights on it, but it kind of just depends. Suppressing it is always an option. A lot of unique attachments here. I could see this one being pretty good. Steel rain suppressor, kind of just the mono. Horizontal, nah. I could sacrifice a little bit of bullet spread in ADS because I can probably recover that pretty quickly. Emesis laser is kind of a go-to. Well, it's just bullet spread. I'll put it on for now. Perks, nothing too special here. Grips, I would do the steel rain. The sprint fire's not bad. Well, what is the sprint fire on this thing? 0.21. That's not that bad. It's not horrendous. And that's with the worst 15%. Base is 0.18. So yeah. Sprint fire is not bad on this at all. And you can cancel sprint fire as long as you're sliding. So I think that's fine. I think the steel rain quick draw, getting that flinch and ADS time is pretty good. Underbarrel, SFOD? Nah, we're not gonna do that for now. Let's look at barrels. Fire interval, steel rain. Getting more recoil, but you're getting better damage range, fire interval, and bullet speed. That will make your time to kill faster by a pretty decent margin. What does that put our fire rate at now? 78. By putting on that barrel, you're taking your time to kill from 249 to 234, which is a change of 15 milliseconds, which is about a frame. 60 FPS, it's about a frame. So not a huge buff, but considering you're also getting the upsides of better bullet speed, so actually that's going to increase your time to kill as well, because this does have bullet speed, so that's something to account for. When I was saying those numbers, you have to keep in mind that there's bullet time. So those time to kills I was saying, actually the numbers are going to be higher. And this bullet speed helps it even more than just the fire interval. I didn't even consider that. Damage range helps as well and all that. And again, you're getting downsides of vertical recoil and horizontal recoil. So to me, those downsides are pretty minimal for your time to kill increase, especially considering if you play this thing pretty aggressively, that recoil really shouldn't be a big deal. Kind of just seems like the steel rain attachments are just the way to go. Hip fire, bullet spread, I don't really care about that. We're getting sprint fire and ADS. Nah, sprint fire, I don't care about buffing that ever. ADS movement speed, it could be good. Optics kind of depends on if you like the iron sights. And then ammunitions. What do we got? We got large. Definitely don't want to add ammo. 80 round mag, it's not necessary. Ooh, light reload. We're down to a 40 round mag and we have 12% ADS time, 4%. 25% reload. Yeah, that seems like the move. So that's 5 attachments right there. We just turned this Dingo into an AR. Essentially another Krig competitor here. I would maybe dip on the aim assist laser. So what are our downsides? Actually, what's our stats? Our movement speed is just shy of the Krig. Our sprint speed is pretty slow compared to the Krig, but that's not a huge deal. We could just reduce our horizontal heavily with the Black Ops 4 grip. Kind of just depends how the recoil feels, but gaining that sprint speed is kind of nice. No, honestly, I actually don't think we care about that sprint speed as much as we care about recoil. We'd also make this thing really good at strafing with this. Where does that put our strafe speed? You can build this thing in so many ways. Aiming movement speed is 2.7 as opposed to 2.89 on the base Krig, so it's comparable. It's like an AR now. I still don't think I'd do that though. I think I'd want the recoil control because we did add quite a bit. Horizontal deviation is now about the same as the base Krig. So hold on, what's a Krig build now? Let me go grab the one that I put in the video just to compare the two, because I think this is a really solid Dingo build as an AR if you can handle the iron sights. So I actually really don't think they're amazing for especially longer ranges, but playing pretty aggro, that should be pretty good. Oh wait, yo, disable actually on the Dingo could be really nice. Yeah, LMG is slow with any body shot. No, because it's a Black Ops weapon. Black Ops weapons need their attachments. I wouldn't go disable. Krig needs a red dot. I agree. We're going red dot. I think this needs it. Maybe the Dingo doesn't though. All right, so here's them compared. So vertical recoil on the Dingo, quite a bit higher right now with this build. I'd say, maybe not quite a bit higher. It's pretty close, but higher. In terms of spread, ADS spread, the Krig is a lot tighter. It fires quite a bit tighter, but that doesn't matter a lot. What's our ADS speed difference? A little slower on the Dingo, but not by much. Hit flinch is like the same. Reloads. Oh, empty reload's really bad on the Dingo. Make sure not to empty reload. It's twice as slow. But base reload is fast. It's faster than the Krig. Mag capacity is 40 to 50. Same thing. Sprint to fire, a little slower on the Dingo, but doesn't matter. Mobility / movement. Pretty similar. ADS movement speed's a decent amount slower, but the rest are pretty similar in terms of like percent wise. Bullet speed is pretty solid difference, so this thing will fall off at longer ranges pretty quickly. In terms of how you'd want to play this build, this AR Dingo, within 27 meters is where you're getting your best time to kill, which again was with this barrel at 78 milliseconds, we're getting a 249 millisecond time to kill, which it's pretty much the same as a Man of War getting a 3-shot kill. So it's fast. And you can do that up to 27 meters. What's the Man of War's base 3-shot range? 22 meters. But you have to be hitting within 16 meters. You can hit anywhere on the body and get that 4-shot. Up to from 16 to 27, you got to be hitting at least, I think, 2 chest or arm shots. So it's still not too hard. As long as you're aiming for this area, you should be okay. Just aim for center mass. You don't have to aim too high. I think just right here at the middle is good. 27 meters and beyond, this thing will start to fall off pretty quickly because now you're down to 6-shot territory, ideally 5-shot if you're hitting high enough on the body, but you're also dealing with bullet speed and bad BSA. But as an aggressive gun, I think this would be really good. I don't know, it's just hard to without comparing it to all the other stuff, which I'll do later. But yeah, initial impressions, I think this could be meta. I think this could be a top 5 gun because we're comparing it to the best gun in the game, the Krig, and it holds its own. Let's go ahead and take that build real quick in the training lobby and see how it is. I want to see the recoil and the fire rate, or the ADS speed. Holger replacement? Maybe I don't know. Holger has its place for like a long range gun for sure, but yeah, the way we built this, I mean, you could also build this in so many ways. I'm just looking at the AR way right now. All right, so this was our build. Looks like my gameplay audio is really quiet. So this thing ADS is incredibly fast. I would almost say that we don't need this much ADS speed. Very easy to control at these ranges. Let me try like shooting that target back there. I mean, dude, it's not, this is about the range I would stop using it. Like I wouldn't go too much further than that, but that's still relatively easy. Like I mean, it's a little shaky to the side, but that's not that hard within the first few shots. And that's all you really need. It starts to get shaky after, I think like 5 or 6 shots. Reload's pretty fast. Again, you don't want to let it go empty though, because look at this. Kind of want to see it side by side. So this is not an empty reload right there. And this is an empty reload. I think it was decently slower. It's hard to tell. You got a big mag too. 40 rounds with this reload speed is plenty. You do have to reload cancel this thing though. Like right there is when you can reload cancel. Whereas the animation, if you let it play out, like that's a lot of animation left compared to right there. So yeah, reload cancel with this thing for sure. All right, well that's that build. I don't really have a whole lot more to say. Very controllable, very easy. Again, the bullet speed is something to consider. I would have to do the math on that to see how much it adds. Well, here, let's just say this. It's 880. Here, let's back out and look at the stats again. This gives us a bullet speed of 880 meters per second. Now, this thing goes up until 27 meters for your 4-shot range, assuming you're hitting upper body shots. So I multiply this number times 1,000, and that's 30. Okay, so it adds 31 milliseconds to the time to kill. So what that means is that our time to kill with this gun at the 27 meter mark where it starts to fall off. After all that math, this is where I've arrived. At the 27 meter mark, which is where the Dingo will start falling off. At that mark, it'll be killing, if you hit your shots and you're getting the 4-shot time to kill, which is not that hard with this thing, you'll be getting a 280 millisecond time to kill. Whereas the Krig would be getting a 300 millisecond time to kill. So it's faster than the Krig at this range. Then it falls off, and the Krig goes beyond that. Shit, man. Yeah, I mean, that's quick comparisons. There's so much more I could dive into to really get a feel for this thing. And I'll have to type things in spreadsheets and get more information and make a whole video on it. But that's initial impressions. Basically, TLDR on this gun is you can build it in so many different ways, but with this build, using it as a more aggressive AR, it actually seems super, super viable. And my prediction is when people start putting out their top 10 guns videos, and when I put out mine, I would not doubt if I have this thing in the top 5. It is 100% top 10. Very comfortably, I can say it's a top 5. I would almost say this could take the role as the best gun in the game. I think this is a mix between a Holger and a Krig. BSA is my only real concern with this, but I think with the ranges that you'd be playing this build specifically, BSA wouldn't kick in or be too much of a problem.